Hello, everybody. As you know, Sri Lanka is at crossroads because of the economic crisis, social crisis, and also political crisis. People are dying in queues and power cuts for hour-long power cuts, and the list goes on. I'm here today with an environmentalist and a political activist, Caryll Tozer. Hi, Caryll.
Hi, Saroj. Nice to be here.
Thank you, Caryll. Thank you for joining us today with Sandeshaya by Saroj channel. And well, tell me, how do you feel there?
Wow, that's a big question. Very frustrated, very, very, very angry that I myself cannot do anything to change what's happening right now. Because I think if you're a doer, you want to get out there and try to do something to change it. But we can only, each one of us, we have the power as a collective. As an individual, we don't have that kind of power. So what is happening in Sri Lanka at the moment is devastating. I'm also a child rights and women's rights activist. I have been fighting for women to be empowered, to speak out, to come out. This country, we used to have such respect for women. We have gone backwards in time. Even the women in parliament, the way they are addressed by other politicians, it's embarrassing. Leave alone all of that. What is happening today, to me, is almost like organized chaos. Because from day one, when the fertilizer was stopped, just imagine our tea industry without fertilizer. How can they sell to the world? How can they sell to the world? Leave alone the food for the local population. But if the tea industry is down, every vegetable plot, every estate without the fertilizer is going to be devastated. It is devastated. Today I was listening to somebody in the tea industry saying they cannot hire the workers daily anymore because they don't have the leaf to pluck daily. Those people are daily wage earners. They earn something like 1,100 or whatever per day. But the tea is not growing without the urea and the fertilizer. So I am, as an environmentalist, I want organic fertilizer brought in here. I wanted glyphosate stopped. However, there is a way to do it. You have to phase it off. While you produce your organic material, you have to introduce it slowly while you fade the chemical fertilizer out. So this devastating decision to just stop it one day, some of the repercussions are yet to come. Some have already started. Some are yet to come. I think these food shortages are going to be a thing of the future because farmers are saying that they are not getting the crop that they would normally harvest. So that is one. Then we have the fuel crisis. We have the lights, power outages. The CEB engineers always try to stop solar from growing. We are a country that has so much sunlight. I have personally gone and met them. And I've said to them, listen, rooftop solar. Definitely, if you supplement rooftop solar and encourage people to put it.
Why are we not implementing this?
I don't know. We have discussed with the engineers, the CEB engineers, when even their DG, we have spoken to in the past and said, we can't have one angle. We can't say just coal. We can't just say hydro. Because look, hydro works when it rains. You know what they say, the engineers? Well, when rainy season, you don't have sun. But right, so rainy season, we should have hydro, right? And when the drought season, we should have sun, we should have solar. So it's not rocket science. But I don't know whether there's a lot of money to be made in solar.
Caryll, you also used the word organized chaos. So that means.
So let me explain that.
Yeah. Who organized such a chaos?
So, well, I mean, is it government? Is it government departments? Is it politicians? Who is it? Right? Because you cannot have chaos in so many different areas. right? We didn't have cement. We don't have milk powder. We don't have gas. We don't have diesel, kerosene. We don't have electricity. We don't have water in some areas because the catchment areas are all very, very low today. There was a talk going that there was some sabotage and water had been released in the early days because we had so much rain last year, so much rain. And they had to keep releasing from the spills. So how is it that everything suddenly disappeared? Everything. Dollars. You know, I had to, as an athlete, I was going overseas to participate in an event. I couldn't get dollars to go. So I think I can't understand why so many different areas have issues. I can understand if it's all diesel related or if it's all one area, you know what I mean? Or fertilizer related, like our fertilizer related. Why is it in every area? So if you're a thinking person, your logical answer is there's something weird going on here. We cannot be in such dire straits.
What is that?
So that is the $100 million question. What is that? Because people are afraid. People are afraid of their money in the bank. People are afraid of, you know, we are retirees now. So say we were getting 100 rupees a month in interest. That's what we live on. Now we get 30 rupees. And the 30 rupees is not worth 30 rupees. Then what do? The prices have gone up. If you hire any laborer for any work, can you not pay them? And can they live on 1,000 rupees today? Everything is so expensive that people can't afford to live. So all I'm saying is there is government. What is government doing? Don't come and tell me you're ready to give a badumalla. How embarrassing is that? That means you are treating your population of citizens as beggars. You know, I'm of the firm belief, you don't give people the fish, you give them the fishing rod to fish. That's how you uplift a nation. Not by, when they're suffering because of mismanagement or whatever it is, by whoever it is, not by giving them a bag full of rice and paripu and whatever. You have to give them the wherewithal to earn an honest living. Because not only are you making them beggars, you're making them come back to you over and over again. That's why when it comes to an election, whoever the politician who hands out a cell phone or 2 buckets or 2 sheets for the roof are given a vote. What is this that you can buy the people with 2 sheets for their roof, 2 asbestos sheets?
Caryll, what is the solution? What is the way out of this?
So the solution to me, number one is it's used as scolding the politicians. They are opportunistic. I cannot even explain it. You know, we have such love for this country, such love, you know, and there is no other country like this in the world. In a matter of 2 hours, you're in the cold weather, in the mountains, by the sea, by the beach, you know, wildlife roaming, archaeological sites, shipwrecks that you can dive in. I mean, we have so many areas that you can build this country and offer a tourist or a local. But we should not hinge all our economical side to tourism. Tourism should not be where we are looking for money to come in, dollars to come in. The other one is we shouldn't expect money to come in from the backs of our women who have gone to the Middle East. That to me is shameful. You know, they leave their children behind here. They leave their husbands, they send their money back here. Sometimes the husbands have spent the money. When they come back, they have nothing. You know, all these problems occur because we are dependent on the dollars that the housemaids send. How embarrassing. That's the back of a woman. But when you ask a woman to run for office, most women don't want to do it because there is such disrespect shown to women. I always ask the men, where are your mothers? Where are your wives? Where are your sisters? Where are your daughters? How can you? So shameful. In parliament, some of these members of parliament, the way they address the women in parliament is embarrassing. So I really think there has to be a systematic change. System change, actually. Because if we don't change this slave mentality people have to fall over, bend over twice to worship anybody and everybody, if we don't stop bribing our way through, whether it's just paying an attendant 100 rupees in the hospital to get to see the doctor first, or whether it's paying millions to get some deal, we have to stop it. It is everywhere. This corruption is the bane of our lives. The bane of our lives. And even you put a man, take a man from the street and put a security uniform on him, see the power he gets. We have to, as citizens of this country, we have to have love for nation, real love for nation. Not Sinhala, not something else, but real love for the country. And we have to unite the people, because in division, the only people who gain are the politicians in dividing this nation. We have to be together. People must be together. We are all one. You know, we shouldn't be using derogatory terms when we talk about somebody of another race. Why do we do that? Because it's encouraged by the heads, by the leaders. So if it's encouraged by the leaders, who stands to gain? It's the leaders. You know, I want to see more women out there in politics. I want to see more women out there, because I think women are so capable. You know, if there is no food on the table, a woman will somehow figure out how to feed the child, how to feed the husband, even if she doesn't eat. You know, so I really believe that women have a role to play. They have to come forward. But in this climate, nobody wants to come forward. Because going forward, whoever is ruling, there's going to be sacrifices made again. 30 years of war, we heard the politicians say, you know, put up with it. You know, as soon as this is over, you'll get your relief. What relief have we got?
Are you optimistic, though, that...
I always have hope, Saroj, because without hope, what do we have? Nothing. So I always have hope for a better tomorrow. And I think tomorrow it's going to start changing. Tomorrow it's going to start changing. And that's why I speak out. I think people out there must listen. Listen to your conscience, you know, listen to your conscience. Don't work against this. Even business leaders who are corrupt, who bribe their way through. Even the small person who goes to a hospital or, you know, to get into some place, they try to bribe somebody with the little money they have, right? You have to stop that. We have to stop that. And there has to be, I think, constitutionally, there needs to be a change, because this constitution obviously is not working, right? I mean, more people, I think, to be honest, these ministers running a department should be stopped. We have 26 districts in this country. We should have 26 ministers and 26 MPs overlooking each of those districts. We don't need 225 in there, right? If we have somebody running the district, what they're doing now is there's a ministry, say whether it's wildlife or environment or whatever, there's a ministry. And the department heads who know their job are not allowed to do their job by people who are ministers who don't even have their O-levels. So what do you expect? What do you expect? Those ministers who are elected should be put out there to work to uplift that district and let the government departments do their job. Otherwise, get rid of them. If they are not doing their job, get rid of them. So there has to be a system change in this country. Systematically, they have to get rid of that and reintroduce something that will work for our country. I mean, this country is a godsend country. You throw a seed out there, it grows. We get the rain. We have water, right? We have the sun. Why are we failing so miserably? Why? So I want people out there to actually think about that.
A dire situation indeed, a very sad situation, but let's sincerely hope that tomorrow will be a better day. Thank you very much, Caryll.
Yeah. Thank you, Saroj.
Caryll, thank you very much for joining this conversation, and thank you all for staying with us.